This episode is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. At Navy Federal, it's been the mission to help the military community for over 90 years. And not just help them, but do everything to make sure they not only grow, but flourish. That's why Navy Federal Credit Union has all kinds of great savings and investment options like share certificates with sky-high rates. So don't hesitate. Start growing your finances today with a variety of savings and investment options. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Savings products insured by NCUA. Investment products are not insured, not obligations of Navy Federal and may lose value.
There's nothing like snook hook sets at dawn or catching a tarpon in the moonlight. Find your next fishing trip made easy on fishingbooker.com and experience the magic of the Sunshine State or any other destination on your fishing bucket list. Book a blue water adventure in search of sailfish or go snapper fishing with the kids. With over 6,000 captains and trips to choose from, planning your next one just got a whole lot easier. Download the Fishing Booker app on the Google Play or App Store or visit them online at fishingbooker.com to book your trip today.
O'Reilly! You need parts? O'Reilly Auto Parts has parts. Need them fast? We've got fast. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Casey.
And you're listening to
The Element Podcast.
We have it turned down so low.
It is, but now it's more now.
No, but I mean like the volume.
I think we're just used to me going, bleh.
Yeah.
I'll never get used to that.
What's going on my woods people? We're sitting here on the Nebraska Furniture Mart couch.
Goodness.
And Michael's actually sitting in a primo old school wetlands chair there.
Dude, this chair's sick.
It is sick, dude.
That's right.
I don't remember where I got that, but I was like for sure taking that thing. I think somebody gave it to me when we first got married. It's a nice little chair.
Not First Light Camo, but we are brought to you by First Light Camo. They do have waterfowl camo.
Do
if you're
they?
yeah.
What's it called?
It's actually mule deer camo.
That's what it was for us.
It's called Typha.
I tried to be the first person to shoot one in that Typha, a mule deer, and I was told that I might not have been.
Yeah, well, you're first in my heart, Tyler. when
Thanks,
it comes
man.
to that.
Well, they like to make sure that you don't feel too special. You know what I mean?
But it works really well.
Yeah, I like
It's kind
that
of like
camo.
almost the Grasslands camo, really.
Which is weird, you know, because
Hey.
it's almost like grasslands breed wildlife just
That's
in
right,
general.
man.
You know,
That's right. If you want to find you some deer, go where the ducks are.
That's right.
And those are on our trail cameras.
Oh, my goodness.
Have you noticed that?
Wood duck. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
There's a couple of them. A couple blue herons.
that's how you know we've had too much rain.
We have a Moultrie mobile camera set up over a hog feeder. And wouldn't you know, there are no hogs there because it's just...
It's the sixth rainiest year in history.
You said that this morning. Is that the truth?
I've heard. That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if
How
that's
about
true,
that?
but I've heard that.
I didn't realize. I guess it's probably by inches because I feel like it's not like more rainy as far as weather goes than any other spring.
I don't know, dude. It's been like cloudy every day. And
Yeah. But it's that
it
way a lot
rained
of times.
yesterday. It wasn't supposed to rain.
But I think that. But I think it's like cumulative rainfall, like inches.
well, I'm
is
sure.
What we're getting at.
But you know, you've been turkey hunting so much. You know, I don't know that you
might have a bad judge on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. It's true.
That's
I don't know, man. We have been doing a lot of turkey hunting, and we're going to talk about some of that today.
I don't want to.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit.
Man, I want to talk deer hunting.
Okay. Go.
Actually, I just want to hear deer hunting.
Oh, you want to listen to somebody else's podcast?
I'm ready for some deer hearing.
Yeah. Well, the Meteor Podcast puts out an episode every week. They talk about deer hunting every time.
No, they don't.
Mark Kenyon, Wired to Hunt.
Okay. I can definitely get it from his podcast for sure.
I
Yeah.
think they were talking about books last week.
Yeah, they kind of.
This week they got
a
Okay,
little joking slap on the wrist the other day in the email chain.
Listen, y'all be making fun, but we're not a turkey podcast, and we've been a turkey podcast for the last 2 months.
Yeah, it's kind of. It's I don't have a lot to say about turkeys.
Me
Michael
neither.
does.
I got a lot to
Michael.
say.
Okay, I'll check back in 10 minutes when you're done.
No, I can't do that.
Okay, let's talk about other things going on.
Are you gonna wear that hat after turkey season?
No,
Good.
turkey only. It might have seen its last hunt. It's starting to get pretty faded. It's kind of nasty.
Dude, that's the way. That's when a hat is doing that's what it's supposed to.
I don't know, man. That new Cash camo, Eric has a hat. It looks real good.
It looks
Turkey
cool,
Woods.
but does it actually perform?
Well,
I feel
only
like
one
if
way to
you're
find out.
bundled up in the shade, it's going to look real good.
I do too.
But it's going to look like a Sasquatch when you're out, like if you're moving around, which turkeys see you anyway, so it probably doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was just wondering about that, like high-vis green versus that dark black.
It's hard to beat just Spectre.
Hey, our
Spectre
good
hat.
friend Mitchell Johnson likes to wear some real green stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Patrick both. You know, if they're not wearing Bottomlands or something, they're wearing that. Like really, really, like it looks like some tomato leaves right there.
What's your favorite camo pattern of all time?
Dude, this is going to sound like a placement, but Spectre's pretty hard to beat, man.
Dude, there were a couple times I was looking back at Nick this week, and it was like he's covered up.
I mean,
I would agree with y'all, but I can't say that's my favorite of all time.
I mean,
you know?
his favorite is a vague word.
Yeah.
If you mean like what's cool,
No, I mean, what's
Dude.
your favorite?
the best, what's worked the best.
No, that would be what worked the best. You got a favorite, you know.
I don't
Whatever.
have favorites.
You got a
of
favorite
anything.
dog. It doesn't mean
All I
it's
have
the best
is
retriever.
a favorite
you know?
wife, man. I'm like a biblical character.
No,
Just have one
dude.
favorite wife. You know,
This
it's
is-
Cassie
so
ain't
cliche.
listening to this,
Well,
dude.
who is it?
Get out of
Hannah
here.
and
Cookie cutter.
Hannah
Oh.
and Rachel, right?
Dude,
Maddow?
One of them had.
I have no clue what y'all are saying right now.
Yes, you do.
You don't
I
want
don't
to.
know.
Yeah,
don't
Isaac
want
had
to?
to work for 7 years, and he was going to get Hannah.
Oh, yeah.
But then he was given Rachel, and she
Yeah.
had. I don't know what's the words. It's like
She was not as pretty.
yeah, essentially yeah. She was actually unattractive.
Yeah.
And that's why you don't drink on your wedding night, guys, because you got to watch out.
Let's go, dude.
And then he had to work another 7 years to get Hannah, and that's how we got Joseph and Benjamin being the favorites of Isaac.
Yeah.
Is because those were his children with Hannah. So, all that to say,
Hannah Montana, wouldn't it?
that's the only favorites I have is my wife.
No, you can't say that.
Dude, I don't know. I'm serious. Spectres. So that it doesn't sound like I'm a First Light snob. The Real Tree, is it hardwoods? I don't know. There's a couple other in there. The Real Tree with them leaves on it is awesome.
Yeah.
And then
I
there's,
used to wear a big woolly suit.
yeah.
What's that called?
I like the OG Real Tree too. It looks like tree bark, but it has like some greens and browns in it.
Is tree bark? Tree bark's different than real tree, right?
I'm just saying it looks like. I'm saying like
okay, I
the
got you.
word tree bark, not
I was
not
wondering.
a brand.
I can't remember if real tree bark was like no, tree bark is its own pattern, right? Is that right?
I don't know.
I'm looking it up.
I'm getting lost.
I
Michael's hat
think camo is cool, man.
Is Cypher.
Oh, Mossy
Which,
Oak.
I like Cypher a whole lot.
I
too.
like Cypher a whole lot too.
Cypher looks sick.
Yeah.
Did you mean to cross your eyes?
Well, I was looking up at it. I was trying to check it out.
Look at him.
I don't have a far enough focal distance right there, you know?
Yeah.
I can't see it. I can't focus.
Let's see.
It's called f-stop.
Yeah, his f-stop is too low.
You like that pink one right there?
Oh, it's too high.
That's all just advantage, pretty much.
Extra edge. That looks pretty cool.
Real Tree. I remember I wore a bunch of that.
Yeah.
Paint my face, all that stuff.
Real tree extra brown. What's that look like?
I have a question for you
Yeah.
while you're looking up this. If a person is going to paint their face, what kind of camo do they wear?
Black.
You know, like the kind of person who paints their face, which some of you listening might be that kind of person.
Dude, face paint's cool. I don't know what you're saying.
Man, I used to wear face paint.
I did too. The only reason I wore it was because I was like, man, I feel cool wearing this.
I never wore
And
it.
then I started being like, this is dumb. It's getting all over my clothes and everything.
Yeah. Gets in your pores and clogs them up.
Yeah.
I
Start
already
having
have clogged
acne.
pores. That's just the way I roll, man.
Floors.
Floors.
I think I like real tree extra brown. Is that a pattern or is it just coming up with some stuff here? That's what I used to wear in that that woolly suit I used to wear.
No, that ain't Real Tree Extra. That's
No.
Yeah, look up Real Tree Hardwoods.
Hold on. Should I go upstairs and get it while y'all talk?
Sure, it'll say it on there.
All right.
Yeah, Michael, you are just younger than us, straight
Sure.
up. What was your first camo you remember wearing?
I have no idea.
Did you wear camo? I feel like you wore some military surplus stuff.
Oh, for sure. I still have a bunch of the woodland camo
Dude,
pants.
The darker
stuff.
woodland stuff actually looks real good.
That's what I used to wear all the time, pants wise. And we did a lot of blind hunting in Ohio, so it was.
Is that why you never saw anything?
Just black sweatshirt. So funny, Casey. Listen.
What?
Listen, if there is one thing the Stoll family is, it is not blind, okay? We could see some
Dude,
stuff.
listen, I diluted my jeans bad, okay? I got them eyes, brother. My wife,
Not good.
she can't see.
Not good, dude.
I think my kids are okay.
Realtree Advantage.
Advantage, just regular old
That's
Advantage,
the good
huh?
stuff.
That'd be a top pattern for me.
Yeah. There you go, Rick.
I
Rick's
really
joining
liked-
in.
I really liked.
Welcome, Eric.
I think was Wetlands the original duck pattern that came out like
Probably.
that. I really was like that was like
Max 4 maybe would have been
Yeah.
something like that too.
that was like for me. I was duck hunting. I was into duck hunting at the time, probably, and it was like, oh man, that would be awesome. But then you end up wearing it on Lake Fork, and you look like
Doesn't really look like that.
a highlighter.
Yeah, I believe that.
This ain't North Dakota down here, brother.
No,
You're not
no.
sitting in a cornfield. Eric, you've been hunting for 7 years.
Oh, I know this
Is
answer.
that right?
I have no idea.
You don't remember? But not your whole life. You can remember the first piece of hunting camo you probably bought.
Oh, I know this answer.
What was it?
I think it was Realtree. The camo pattern, but it was just like a Farm and Fleet, like overalls.
Gotcha. So it wasn't like a name brand. It was
No,
like overalls.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Still
Just
have
like yeah.
How about that?
There's like a thin pair that I could like wear sweatpants under if it gets cold, or just like nothing
Dude,
if it's
listen.
hot.
What'd you wear on top?
I had a warm jacket, or I wore just a camo hoodie or something. I think I had a brown Under Armour hoodie I wore under it a lot.
Oh, because the overalls kind of, you had camo in your core, and it's just your arms pretty
Yeah,
much. That
yeah.
makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I remember doing that thing too, where I'd, I was a young man working for myself and didn't have any money. And so I went to Bass Pro and bought just the thinnest outers I could find because they were pretty cheap. And then you just layer up with all the other warm stuff that's whatever underneath it.
What made you buy camo?
That's just what you do.
It's just what you do.
Yeah, I don't mean that like in a smart aleck way either. It's just like, it's what you just, if you're raised in a hunting family, you just have camo.
But I'm just saying, like, hey, what made you go, I want that particular camo?
It was the cheapest one on the rack at Bass Pro at that time. That's probably, what? So I'm thinking, I can remember this was the year 2023, and I had a lot of camo before that, but like I can remember doing this because I kind of like repurposed. I was like, I'm going to go back to get some new stuff. And it's 2023, and I think I bought Realtree Extra with green, and it was just like a thin set of bibs.
Brother, I think your years are mixed up.
What did I say? 2013. I said 2023.
I was like, 2023 was last year. I think there was a lot of Spectre.
Okay, did he do something that I didn't know about?
Yeah,
'Cause,
listen, brother, you think you know me, and you don't. If I ain't on camera, I'm wearing what I want to.
So you never had like a camo that you wanted that you were like, oh, I can't afford that.
No, because Sitka hadn't really come to popularity. Neither did First Light.
But you went and got the cheapest camo.
Yeah.
So you were never like, oh, that's pretty sweet over there, but that's $110. I'm not getting it.
I don't think I thought about it that way. At least it's the camo. I mean, back then, the Under Armour stuff was like, oh, that's
Ridge
the good
Reaper.
stuff. But I didn't think about the camo. I was just thinking about the piece. So I bought the cheapest piece. It was one of the cheapest
So
camo.
why did you like the Under Armour stuff?
Because Brennan had it, and he said he stayed pretty warm in it.
Oh.
That's why.
So influenced by Brennan, huh?
Yeah.
Look at that.
A large portion of my life.
Golly, dude.
That's why you talk like that.
Yeah.
See, so for me, like the first hunting videos, I mean, I watched a bunch of the old Monster Bucks. That was like some of the first videos I probably ever watched. But I remember the first videos I ever like bought and really like just loved was Mossy Oak Whistling Wings and series of duck hunting. Oh my goodness, dude! I don't know what kind of corn they were throwing in them holes, but it was awesome.
I can remember decent marketing throughout my life. Like I think I can remember things that kind of grabbed me, and I think still some of the best marketing on camo ever, outside of putting Tiffany in whatever she wore, was
Eva Shockey.
No. Those ads that Realtree did, where they'd have like 9 dudes sitting out there, you couldn't see any of them.
How
and
did they do it?
I don't know, but it was sick.
It's like a holographic or something.
They still do it. I still get the ads on Instagram.
Awesome.
It's the best.
Yeah, it's sick.
so cool.
Why doesn't First Light do that? We should do that.
We
man.
should do it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Sure do it.
Coming to you. Instagram post near you.
Coming to a Cedar Tree New Year, Spectre.
That's right.
New Year, sorry, near you. So anyway, I was just thinking about that because I was like, man, those Whistling Wings videos were like the reason I probably ever even bought Mossy Oak stuff. I mean, obviously it's affordable and stuff, but like,
It's a Walmart.
Mossy Oak was a little bit dark. I've always felt like. But it actually it looked pretty good in Lake Fork late season a lot, you know. So, but I just remember buying that. That's I don't know. Camo to me is cool, man. It's like when I look at some of the old patterns, it brings up some which you're probably not that way as much, but Eric probably is, and I am like a little bit nostalgic. And I just think about when I see those old patterns, it makes me just feel like being a child again and going out and hunting. You know what I mean? And it's kind of cool to think about.
I can't remember what the first pattern I ever wore was really, but it wasn't military surplus stuff. We don't really have that around.
My dad did too. My dad had a bunch of cheap camo. He bought it like garage sales and stuff.
I was just wearing my dad's old stuff pretty much.
You know, I bet you I didn't wear camo for a long time because I didn't grow up bow hunting. You know, at least for the earlier part of it. So I probably just wore coveralls that were, you know, like black, like skiing stuff or whatever, you know. And then I can kind of remember getting a pair of coveralls when I was about 9 that I think were camo. And I can remember, too, they had that, like, kind of stretchy. You used to have, you know, that toboggan you had in that Realtree Advantage? It had that brown stretchy on the side. It had that around the collar.
Man, now where did that thing go?
I think it's upstairs still. I think it's up there.
It might be up deep down in some stuff there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. What's the first hunting videos you remember watching?
First ones I ever remember watching, I can remember vividly. It was probably when I was 3 years old, and it was Eastman's like giant mule deer videos. My granddad had tapes of that.
They had that stuff on lock. That was like pre-internet age.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The Eastmans, especially, is Ike the old man?
I can't keep up with them all.
I think so. And I think like Ike was a visionary. The dude, if that's who it is. Well, whoever the older guy was, you know. It's
Mike? Or is that the new one?
It might be Mike and
Mike
Guy.
and Ike.
Yeah. Guy Eastman is one of those guys.
Yeah.
And, but, yeah, I mean, they were in, you know, southern Wyoming, central Colorado, all that stuff, and just filming mono mule deer.
Yeah.
You ever get that feeling you're stuck inside staring at screens and a primal urge kicks in? You crave wide open spaces, fresh air, the chance to connect with the land? Well, maybe it's time to find your own piece of the wild, but searching for property can be a maze. That's where Land.com comes in. They got millions of listings across the country, from mountain ranches to hidden fishing holes. Their search tools are like a seasoned guide helping you narrow down what you want. Land.com isn't just about buying and selling. It's about finding a place to hunt, fish, explore, or simply sit by a campfire and listen to the crickets. So head over to Land.com today to turn one day into today. Because trust me, there's nothing quite like the feeling of standing on your own piece of earth.
This episode is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. At Navy Federal, it's been the mission to help the military community for over 90 years. And not just help them, but do everything to make sure they not only grow, but flourish. That's why Navy Federal Credit Union has all kinds of great savings and investment options like share certificates with sky-high rates. So don't hesitate. Start growing your finances today with a variety of savings and investment options. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Savings products insured by NCUA. Investment products are not insured, not obligations of Navy Federal and may lose value.
There's nothing like snook hook sets at dawn or catching a tarpon in the moonlight. Find your next fishing trip made easy on fishingbooker.com and experience the magic of the Sunshine State or any other destination on your fishing bucket list. Book a blue water adventure in search of sailfish or go snapper fishing with the kids. With over 6,000 captains and trips to choose from, planning your next one just got a whole lot easier. Download the Fishing Booker app on the Google Play or App Store, or visit them online at fishingbooker.com to book your trip today.
Michael, what about you?
First hunting video?
Yeah, like first stuff you remember watching.
I don't know if it was the very first stuff, but Real Tree Road Trips was pretty much
Man,
the
those
Stoll family
Bro.
thing to watch, dude. I'm telling you, it doesn't get better.
in high school and college for me, I can remember just binging some Real Tree Road Trips, man. Mm-hmm. That was cool stuff. I've even edited some of our footage in the past. Like, just not, I'm talking about like brief 5-second clips. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, that'll be just like the Real Tree Road Trips thing. You know what I mean? What about you, Eric?
I don't know if I had like a favorite show. I just remember watching Outdoor Channel when I started. But I remember like getting excited for Buck Commander episodes.
Oh, yeah?
I watched a bunch.
Mainly because they had baseball players on there.
Adam LaRoche, I remember being like, oh, that's so cool. Second baseman, shooting big
Chipper.
deer.
You don't think that anymore?
Well, you know. I still think it's
Golly, dude. He's never going to come hunting with us.
So,
well, I think he will.
as a sports enjoyer, but not a fanatic, why is it cool for y'all to see like someone that you know in a different vertical, in a different spot?
I guess you just see him outside of like what you see him on TV for. So it's just like something different, I guess.
Gotcha.
That's why
It's
people
like,
like
oh.
the Rogan podcast.
Is that it?
Because everybody thought he was a TV host, and now they're like, oh, man, he's
I
doing
thought
something
just because people
cool.
like the F word, and that's why they listen to that.
No, it's because people actually love conspiracy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for sure, the Forrest Gigante, whatever his name is, and Graham Norton, those are the popular ones, right?
I don't know if it's Graham Norton. I think
It's
it's
Graham Hancock.
Who's Graham Norton?
I have no
He's an
idea.
actor or something, isn't he? Yeah, Graham Hancock, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know any of these people.
Oh, get your tinfoil hat on.
No,
boy.
I'm doing something weird. Edward Norton is who I'm thinking of.
He's
and
a
then I got
comedian.
him- yeah.
Oh, he's a
He's an
investment
actor.
realtor or something?
Huh?
No.
He's an actor.
Sure, you're
I
not
think.
talking about Edward Snowden.
No.
Oh.
He was Rogan's only like
Virtual.
remote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good podcast.
Edward Scissorhands.
That's him. Same person, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that's
is. Yeah. Lots of good Edwards
What
out
was your
there.
first hunting show you remember watching?
Western Wings was
Duck
one of
hunting?
the first. I mean, I remember watching just the original Monster Buck stuff a lot.
You know, I treated duck hunting kind of like golf when I was a kid. If it came on the TV, I took a nap.
Oh, yeah?
Just never liked watching it.
Yeah.
I like doing it all right.
It's kind of for more intelligent people.
I know.
That's it.
That's something I've always struggled with. I don't know. It's something about watching. I just never, because I guess just because, if I'm breaking it down and thinking about it, potentially I enjoy strategy. And I don't think that strategy is captured very often in waterfowl media, but maybe it is, and I just am missing out.
I don't think Bill Jordan was having a ton of strategy either.
No.
I mean, it wasn't captured. Not that he wasn't having it,
Yeah,
but like
sure.
in those Monster Buck days, not just Bill, but I'm saying like he owned.
Well, that's the whole
Monster Buck
thing with
stuff.
Monster Bucks is they take all that out.
Yeah, it's just
and
straight
just show
up.
you. Dude, I remember. So in high school, we used to watch Monster Bucks a lot. And the fun thing was to predict the Boone and Crockett score before they put it on. Like, that's what we did, And we were like, celebrate if you got close or whatever. And, I beat you. And then they'd have some young person on there on a dream hunt or something, and they'd put a score up for them, and it was like, probably trying to just make them feel good. And then it makes you kind of just question everything. It's like, okay, well, do I really know what a 158 looks like, or is that, are we padding stats around here, bros?
I don't know. There's a lot of round numbers in the whitetail world.
Yeah.
They come out. A lot of people say 180, but not many people say 181. It's like my dad always used to say, there's a convenience store up the road from his fishing lodge there on Lake Fork where a lot of people get bait and whatever. And it's been there forever. I mean, over 30 years. And they used to put pictures because they had a certified scale or whatever. So you come in and weigh your fish if you caught a big one, and then you take a Polaroid and they would put it up in the shop.
Man, those are good days.
Yeah. Well, they're still there. I mean, they still have them. They've had them. I mean, not necessarily the same ones, but they put them up on the walls for years and years and years. And my dad was like, you walk in here and you see a lot of 10-1s. You don't see many 9.98s.
Mm-hmm. I guarantee that.
You know? It's just, whatever, for whatever reason, not many people are willing to admit they didn't catch a 10-pounder when he was 9.9 something.
It's 10.
Yeah. I mean,
according to IGFA, it is.
Is it?
It's got to be within 0.2 of an ounce or something like that, right? To qualify as a different weight.
I don't know.
Isn't that a thing?
I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
I know that to be a world record, has to beat it by 2 ounces, which is, I understand why. But they're admitting to margin of error there.
Yeah, they're also, I mean, that all stuff gets real weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, because how much weight can a fish lose in the 30 minutes it takes to get him to dock or whatever, you know? I always look at those world record marlins and stuff, you know, because they have to kill them to weigh them. And I'm thinking, like, how much did that fish actually weigh, live weight? He might have lost 6 pounds of blood or something.
Got to bash it on the head. I ain't bleeding it out for sure.
Yeah, no way. No way.
Yeah.
It's cool stuff. Michael saw a world record turkey this week.
I don't know if it was a world record.
I saw
What is the world record turkey?
turkeys
That's a good question.
on
I have
y'all's
no idea.
footage.
They still out there running around, boys.
Dude,
just roaring like dinos.
I saw a couple that were mondos.
How would you scale a world record turkey? Because
Just wait.
there's like 3 things you measure on a turkey.
Maybe you got to have a world record for each.
You got spurs, you got beard, and you got
I
weight.
think beard size is the only thing.
I think beard's what everybody goes off of.
You don't think there's a snood measurement in there?
For us, there
we're
is.
pushing for
That's
that.
for
We
sure.
are pushing. We're advocates of the snood measurement.
Yeah. It's the new SCI measurement.
I'm pretty sure I
right.
have the Merriam's record.
There you
Pretty sure. Bob would admit.
Length and width.
Bob would admit.
The eastern subspecies.
That's them.
Michael,
Yes, sir.
you're
Sub being a key.
you grew up
keyword there.
You grew up hunting the eastern subspecies of turkeys. Eric, you have killed Rio Grandes, right? Tyler and I have killed.
You haven't killed the Eastern? Mm-mm. Oh, I didn't
yet.
know that. Filmed them though, right?
Not really.
He's killed.
Yeah.
Well, I filmed his.
You
yeah,
filmed his
but-
die, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
What about in your early days of filming?
No, I just filmed the audio of Easterns back then.
Who filmed the one that died on y'all's channel?
Oh, that was Carter.
He
that
filmed it?
that was his bird.
I
Yeah.
gotcha.
He
Shout out Deer Guys.
Yeah.
Let's go. And then you and I now have killed slams.
There we go, baby.
Let's go.
Oh, wrong
I
hand.
had to switch it up. This one hurts real bad. Guys, eczema is about to make my finger fall off. But
Exodus?
yeah, I need a brazen serpent to look at to make me feel better. If you know, you know. I was on a quest to kill my single season slam,
Questlove.
which I'm not gonna downplay, but I'm gonna try to be realistic. It didn't mean as much to me as it may to some people, but it was going to be really cool if it happened.
I think if you shot a single season slam, I was going to be more excited than you.
Probably. I was very excited about it.
Yeah.
But really, I just like to. I like to hunt turkeys, and so it was a way to get to hunt more turkeys.
Exactly.
Tyler's going to kill a fly on air right quick. We have one of those bug assault guns.
Doug hunting.
And he's landing on us over here. So bury the lead here a little bit. We're going to recap turkey season. Tyler and I both killed Osceola gobblers. Then I killed a Jake Rio. Tyler killed a gobbler Rio. And then Michael killed a. Before that, Greg killed a gobbler Rio.
Yep.
That's already out on our channel if you haven't watched it. Michael killed an Iowa Eastern after that on our channel. Need to go watch it if you hadn't, please. It's sick, by the way. Let's go, Eric. Let's go. Come on, Eric. That's what it was.
I don't know if I'll ever be more excited than that.
Dude, the gun eats you, and it's good.
It sounded like them 6th graders in 7-on-7 football.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
then-
Pretty much what it was.
Hey, it is funny though because they'll they'll like talk trash, but they got these really high pitched voices. We just try not to laugh right in front of them the whole time.
So after that, we went and killed. Tom and I both killed Miriam's, and that's where we're at, right? No, and then we get to what we're about to discuss. So that's 9 turkeys.
Eric killed a Rio.
That's right. Eric killed a Rio. That's 9 turkeys.
Yeah, that's
yes. So some of that stuff hasn't come out yet. Some of it might land on the Meteor channel. Some of it might land on the Element channel next year. What?
What's it called when you don't shoot the oscillated, but you shoot all the rest of them?
It's called a Grand Slam.
It's a world.
Or
a
Super
US.
Slam.
Super Slam.
US.
With you saying adding the Goulds in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're fixing, the Element is fixing to film.
A single season.
We can't
Super
say
Slam.
much more, but a single season.
Whatever
Super Slam?
Whatever Slam.
Whatever
is.
Slam
Super
is.
Slam might be all 49.
Dude, has anybody
I
ever
thought
done?
Super Slam was like the 10 North American species of animals.
I think they call it the Turkey Super Slam though too.
Oh, okay.
Grand Slam. Well, 'cause I thought it was a Slam, Grand Slam, World Slam.
There's
but
a Royal Slam in there somewhere. I don't know what
For
that
turkeys?
is.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's probably
That might be the Royal Slam.
That's the
Super
Royal
Slam
Slam.
might be 49 states.
World Slam is the oscillated, right?
Here,
let me look it up.
let's
World
look it up.
Slam,
Why am I not
World
looking this
Slam
up?
is with the oscillated for sure. Now, here's the funny thing about all this, guys. I'm going to say one of those controversial things,
Oh, boy.
but then I'm going to retract it a little bit. But
Royal Slam is what we're fixing to have.
There's a painted indigo
yeah,
out there.
it's a
Sorry.
painted button right there, looking good.
Damn, dude, birder.
They have to come up with a lot of this stuff for turkeys because turkeys are all the same.
Oh,
Maybe at a couple hundred yards.
there it is. Somebody clip that out and put it online. That's audio by
they're
right
not
there.
all the same, but they are very similar, right? But there's some unique things about them, and one of the cool things about turkeys is that I do feel as if, especially after some recent events transpiring between New Mexico, where Tyler made a new friend in the woods that we all became friends with, and then just through the network that we have of people that kind of helped us go find some turkeys in Missouri, turkey hunting is a friendly activity. Got him. What's the pattern on that like?
It's modified.
That's what I needed. Like for real though, like whitetail hunting, getting help with whitetail as far as like where should I go is kind of tough.
Turkey hunting's more like about turkey camp than more than anything.
It's got a little bit of that waterfowl thing going on.
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like it's definitely not a lone wolf type thing. You know, like, and I don't mean the brand. I mean like the mentality, right? Turkey hunting very much is. I mean, we saw some people in the woods this week. One was an older fella who's local. He was by himself, but a lot of the other people we saw, there's like a group of people.
Yeah.
And they're not filming. So they don't have any reason to have a lot of people.
You're not going to do that deer hunting. You're not
No.
just going to walk around with 2 of your buddies and just be like,
Not usually. Yeah. I mean, Eric, you started hunting, you know, a little while ago, but didn't hunt since you were a kid. Did you, when you and Trey or you and Carter started
No,
doing
I
stuff
had
together?
my buddy Justin.
Okay, so you and
Justin.
Justin like go out together and set up near each other, or did y'all split up?
We always sat with each other.
Did
so
you?
he was starting hunting the same time I was. So,
So
that's kinda
y'all
why.
both were newbies. That's interesting.
But then I went with Carter too, and same thing. We'd sit together.
Yeah. Did you do that because of the camaraderie? Because you didn't feel like you knew a lot about hunting at that point, or why?
A little bit of both. Sometimes we split up, but for the most part, we stay together just for the fun.
Gotcha. And you have more fun when there's people?
I think so.
Yeah, I think I do too. I still kind of miss hunting in a tree by myself sometimes. But I definitely don't miss like just coming back to a cold RV by myself and not having people to talk about the hunt with. You know what I mean? Like that ain't no good, brother. It's a lot of fun to come back and hype and do stuff. Yeah. So we went out on my quest at least to film or to shoot a grand slam, turkey
one
slam.
of those things.
What, a slam.
A slam.
Slam. We call it a slam.
What
Single season grand slam.
What would that consist of there, Tyler?
Eastern, Osceola, or Florida.
Florida.
Rio Grande and
Hold on a
Merriam's
second.
turkey.
Hold on a second.
We got to figure out what that
This
means.
is how you know Mark Kenyon is
Hold
right.
on.
Mark Kenyon's right.
Oh
dude.
yeah, I mean especially on turkeys, dude. Osceola literally is just an eastern that just lives in the swamps.
Yeah.
They do sound a little different
They do.
It's like,
I don't know, man. Your turkey had some black wings. I ain't never seen the Eastern with that dark wings.
it's just listen. This is what
you
gets us in
have.
trouble,
They're
right?
in Florida.
Noah let out two
never-
turkeys, okay, and then they went out places. Them turkeys that all went down there to Florida, they all had this little recessive trait that had darker wings on them. That's how you get them. That's why they're called subspecies, because it doesn't actually exist in a Linnaean
you're right.
series of naming.
You're right, for sure. They're not. There's nothing different, really,
Yeah.
except for the environment.
It's
that changed it.
Except for fish.
What is the scientific name of a
'Cause
wild
fish live
turkey?
in the
Does
water.
it say that on there? Is it like,
It's like Ovis Ovis or something, isn't it?
no? That'd be a bighorn sheep, I think.
Olis.
But
Hold on.
it's going to be one of those things where there's two, and then they add a little parentheses for the subspecies of like
Meleagris.
Meleagris, Galapavo.
Galapavo. Linnaeus.
They might not
Linnaeus.
even add anything. It might just be the same.
Galapavo means ground dwelling. Is that right?
That means like a ground bird. If you're doing the Latin on it, pavo means like
Pavlov's.
kind of like duck and turkeys and geese and stuff. But anyways, they're a lot alike.
Chicken.
For sure.
Chicken is a Gallus domesticus.
It is real, man. The Easterns are cool, Michael.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I've been trying to tell everybody this.
You're welcome. They, I don't know about the gobble thing that y'all talk about. I don't hear as much difference
I
in the
don't
gobbles.
think the gobble thing. I think
I could hear it.
that's a
Especially-
wives' tale for people who live in Eastern countries.
I hear a
100%.
difference.
I think that just all the
100%.
birds are different, because that last morning we heard one bird that was like,
That could be.
oh, that thing's got some crack to what he's got going on.
Yeah. Dude, dinosaur.
Yeah. But the other ones didn't sound, they just sounded different. To him.
Me, like Merriam's kind of sounds like.
That's
and
what
then-
it felt like.
Yeah.
And then the Eastern sound like it's like
Raspy.
the thing that I do. It's like, cow. It sounds like
know.
that.
I
It
think
sounds
Rio's
That's
aggressive.
what
raspy.
Rio sounds like.
Yeah, dude. Rios are like,
Rios are way meaner than Easterns.
yeah. They
Y'all
are
crazy.
absolutely,
Y'all crazy.
100%.
they are the rodeo clowns of the turkeys.
That's right.
Yeah, turkeys are all clowns, right? With the blue and red and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
forest
They're
clowns.
Rios are rodeo clowns, absolutely.
Yep.
We should make shirts for each
Rodeo
bird.
clowns?
What kind of clown they
that'd
are.
be cool.
That would
Mountain
be cool.
clowns.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Mudfield clowns. You know which one of those are. And then swamp clowns.
Swamp clowns. Yankee clowns.
Yeah.
That's it. It's wearing a Yankee shirt.
So, I guess to spare the linear version of telling a turkey story, we'll just kind of hit some highlights and some fun stuff that happened. Tyler stayed at home because he didn't like us anymore. In fact, he didn't want to be on the podcast today, but I made him. We
Should really talk about those things up there.
yeah, I get it. We will have quite a bit of deer stuff coming out soon. We have actually some ideas about some deer hunting podcasts that are very tactically involved. So those should be good. But we took, if you listened last week, we took Nick Gonzalez with us.
Take Nick.
Yeah, to Missouri to go turkey hunting. When did we do that podcast? Had you maybe seen a turkey real close at that point in time or not?
No, we did that the first day.
Okay.
After that first morning, we kind of, had to get our licenses all figured out.
That's
and all
that day
stuff.
we did that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. On Monday?
I think we did it on Tuesday.
Tuesday, probably Tuesday.
Maybe.
Okay, anyways, we're bogging people down. But essentially, more things have transpired since then.
Yeah.
And Nick's not here today to tell us that. Michael,
Yes, sir.
you, I think, Eric, help me out on this. Michael is the most eat up with turkeys in our group.
I would probably say that, yeah.
I think you and I are in about the same spot. We really like it, but still like deer hunting more. Michael will be looking at, he'll be scouting turkeys when we're deer hunting.
I'm telling you.
And that's when I leave him at the truck.
That also is when I shoot a deer in the ear hole.
that actually is very true.
No.
Not in the hole, but in the ear.
Yeah.
The ear hole just sounded funny.
He gave me your hole for sure.
Yeah, I gave him a new ear hole.
Yeah,
Because Michael was talking about turkeys while we were hunting deer.
Dude, it was December almost.
No,
it's
it
turkey
was-
time,
dude,
man.
It was the reason we were sitting there is because deer are going to walk in,
Oh, they did.
and it walked in while you're talking about turkeys.
And then he wasn't ready.
Well, I was ready.
No, you weren't.
We were just,
No,
he
you
was just
weren't.
at
You should
30.
see the first part of your clip.
Stop.
You were not ready.
Stop. It looks like an earthquake, brother. So
Feeling kind of fuzzy.
did that turkey scouting you were doing turn into turkeys? What were you talking about right then?
What are you talking about? Oh, talking about turkeys while deer hunting?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we were talking about Arkansas turkey hunting or something.
Yeah,
Well, we learned that.
And like
Kind of
how cool turkeys would be if they were in the specific part of the country that we were in.
Yeah.
turkeys, yeah, they don't live places for unknown reasons.
Yeah.
But
Well, they're known. It just depends on who you are, if you know it or not.
Yeah.
well, some people think they know things. You know,
As they say,
you know, make
ask
your,
them.
make your own
They
treat.
know everything. Ask them. They'll tell you.
That's right. So, since you're eat up with birds,
Yes, sir.
just explain your strategy for getting close to a turkey.
It is. At this point, it's changed a little bit from the last time I discussed this, but it is cover as much ground in the deepest part of public that you can find.
Oh, you think deepest helps?
I think finding a bird that
Did we
can go in.
clarify that this is public ground? Does this have to be public?
Yeah. What are you, just some THP guy over here? You got to hunt public?
No, but I being
I like
24.
to hunt turkeys wherever they are, brother.
I do too. To clarify. I'm not going to just hunt public land turkey, but me being 24, you know,
Jake
not
and Ted
having
over here.
not having the money to go get land all over the place, probably going to end up hunting turkeys on public land a lot. So,
Not in Texas, you're not.
yeah. But anyway, to move this along, I guess just find where the turkeys, if they go a couple hundred yards, they're still going to be where you can hunt them. Because a lot of the problem we have on public land is birds moving off of public, and then once they're there, they, you know.
So you say
usually just
deepest not
hang out.
because of pressure,
No.
but as much as it's just tough to deal with the interface.
Room to work a bird is what I want.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that being
I
the case
mean,
for sure.
how far are you shooting these things?
Just depends where they're at.
How far
I
are you
mean-
going to try to shoot one of these things?
It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't matter if. I mean, you can hunt 50 yards from the private line. Though.
Yeah, but sometimes your setup isn't perfect, and they get by you. And if they do that, and you're in the middle of public, you can make a different. You can adjust, move around them, and set up on them again.
See, when I hunted with Mitchell Johnson, it was perfect all the time.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you know this or not. I'm not Mitchell
Hey,
Johnson.
Mitchell messaged me yesterday. Because he watched that video, the Texas Rio video, where I said I'm going to do my best Mitchell Johnson, and he thought it was hilarious.
That's funny.
You know why he thought it was hilarious? He didn't say this, but it's probably because I sounded bad.
Yeah. He's like, you still got about 25 years, brother.
That's what I
Yeah.
told him. I said, I got a few decades to work on it.
Yeah.
So you want to get close to turkeys,
I'd love getting close
and you
to
want to
turkeys.
be far away from boundaries.
Yep, pretty much. And just cover as much ground as possible. That is the name of the game for me.
What do you do when you find a turkey 250 yards from the road?
You absolutely freak out and probably scare your new camera guy because he's like, this kid is a clown. That's what you do.
He already said that before.
You're wrong.
Yeah, I know.
but-
I know.
You're wrong.
Is there a thing? Turkey hunting gets competitive. From what I've seen, I haven't observed it personally.
I feel like-
I've seen opposite of that actually in the woods.
Yeah.
but I've heard this a lot from people. Like, is it worth camping out on a bird?
I don't think so.
So like
Like staying the night in the woods.
potentially, or like getting there real early. That way, you know you're the guy that's there or whatever.
I could do the get there early
If I
thing.
could answer that, I would say getting there early for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
But I ain't camping out.
I'm with you. And I like to hunt some turkeys. I don't think I'm going to camp out under a bird. I'll just go find another one. It's not worth it. Worth the altercation with somebody that's gets angry with you
For camping?
for sitting there and just
People
sitting.
get angry because you're the first guy there. You think?
Well, if you're camping there, like they come by and you're just camped out underneath a bird, they're probably not going to like it very much.
Really?
I don't think people would take too kindly
Why?
because it's just one of those things where
I mean, if you're willing to
They-
put that effort in, they're not.
I know. That's where
guess.
I'm at. I'm like, get after it, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it hurts if that's the only bird I know where it's at, but at the same
Yeah.
time, like, I can't get mad.
dude,
at 'em.
I'm just not going to camp under.
You
a
know
bird.
what I did on this trip that I don't think it's because I'm good, but I've gotten a little better at calling. And
For sure.
I'm at least good enough to where like I can sound like a turkey. And I didn't know I could do this, but one morning we didn't have a bird to hunt. And we went in and did the Mitchell Johnson, world champion turkey caller, if you're unfamiliar with Mitchell. Really nice guy, great guy, Christian man, brother. Just showed up and covered ground and did some turkey noises until we heard some gobbles, and then kind of set up on them and did some calling. And that was pretty actually effective.
Covering ground while the turkeys are talking is effective.
That's
way
the
to
thing,
find a
man.
pocket.
Like, I feel as if I'm so the next morning we went and hunted some turkeys that were like iffy with boundaries. We were good, but like they were spending time on public and private.
Yep.
I almost think we may have been better off just going to where we knew there could be turkeys on a big piece of public and finding a bird that we could shoot at.
Yep.
You
I
know?
think so for sure.
But we just kind of learning stuff along the way.
yeah,
But
you hear a turkey gobble, you're
it's
like,
hard
I'm
to
going at him.
be like, oh, I roosted that bird, but let's go find one that I don't know where he's at.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's hard to do. But I don't know if I've told the story. I missed 3 turkeys on this trip. And that's just absolutely terrible. Makes you want to throw up a little bit, especially the last one. We watched the footage this morning. One of them was a monster that I missed. I missed a really nice big long beard too. And the other one was like a weird, I don't know if he's a super Jake or just a younger turkey that didn't have a very long beard, but his beard was like 6 or 7 inches long, but looked like a gobbler.
There was a weird age class going on in Missouri.
Ew, Tyler just splattered fly blood.
Nasty.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's real. Look at it.
That's weird.
But anyways, come to find out, my shotgun was patterning pretty bad, and I probably been blessed to have killed the turkeys I did this spring, just because I got close to some of them and just ended up hitting the others. But that morning that we were covering a lot of ground, we did call in this was like a Quetzalcoatlus, like a big old turkey.
I don't know what word you just said, but it was a mondo.
It's like a Aztec bird.
Actually, well, those have similar root words, but Quetzalcoatlus, I believe, is the largest pterosaur. Maybe. Tyler's looking it up. So, essentially a dinosaur turkey.
Yeah,
He's a monster.
For sure.
One of those birds that like has to kind of like, there you go. Quetzalcoatlus.
Not shaped like a turkey, though.
No, but he big bird. But he like kind of had that thing going on where he had to walk around to spurs. You know what I mean? You've seen them birds that do that?
He was almost stepping on his beard while he was walking.
We called him in to about 30. He got kind of weird. And then Eric and I had a miscommunication where I didn't think Eric could get him on footage, but he had him on footage. So there is some, pretty good encounter, and then ended up missing the bird. But let's hear about Michael's actual success.
Okay.
Michael?
So,
Eric, do you have anything else to say on that deal?
Not really.
What did you think about following me around hunting turkeys?
It's fun.
Was it?
Chasing turkeys is always fun.
Good. You and
Especially
I,
when they're gobbling and they're strutting and
the Easterns don't seem to talk on the route in the evenings a whole lot.
yeah.
We had a
not
hard
much.
time with that. We had
We
some
did,
nice,
and me and Michael
'Cause they're
saw that
just
in Iowa
not-
too.
They're just not alphas.
No, they're all scared.
Scared.
Y'all had
They
that
think they
problem
might
where?
be in Rio
In
country.
Iowa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they weren't really talking.
They
at
weren't
night.
doing a little turkey talking.
they would gobble like you got a couple gobbles to pretty much pinpoint them. Like you can't just be sitting there listening to them in the same spot.
It ain't like
4
Miriam's
times.
that-
You
It's
got
just
to
like-
owl 'em, man.
You got an owl?
You got to unleash it.
Yeah,
Dude, I
The
was
peacock,
beast.
brother.
Listen, I was getting real loud and they were not doing it.
Hey, that morning that we went in
No,
though, on those
you
birds
got-
that was on the boundary, and I gave him that hoot owl, he blew our heads off.
Yeah, but you use the
Ruthless.
call, right?
No, I used my mouth on that one.
Michael's mouth call is not very good.
No. Michael heard a screech owl over there, and he's freaking
Dude,
out.
oh my goodness. I never actually heard a real one. And I went in the backyard, owl hooted, and it was just like, lost his mind.
You
And I
sure
was
it wasn't
sitting
a Missouri
there.
monkey?
No,
I'm
dude, it
sure.
was one of those groundhogs.
No,
We had woodchucks
stop.
in the yard, and I was
Dude,
freaking
I
out,
believe
dude.
it.
Listen,
That's probably what Mark saw when he was hunting with us.
Guarantee you it was.
no.
Sound like a monkey, look like a ground truck.
Wolverine.
That's it.
You know, Mark has nightmares about Michigan Wolverines.
Does he?
Yeah.
I do too.
He's being a Spartan, so yeah.
I do too.
What's Ohio State doing to the Spartans, Michael?
Beating the tar out of them. That's what we're doing.
Okay,
But not
let's
the
get to your turkey hunting.
Wolverines.
All right.
So we
Not
do
the
a thing.
Wolves.
I'm going to prompt you, and then we'll let you talk.
Yeah,
we
let's
do
do
a
it.
thing that I think is not all that common, and I thought it was. But we like go out and actively work hard to find birds on the roost the night before and to hoot them or do whatever we can to make them talk. Do you feel as if that is not a thing that most turkey hunters do? And then if it's not, or are there people who look down on that? Because I know turkey hunting's kind of got a thing going on, right?
Yeah, it's got
which
a
I'm
little-
aware of, and I kind of understand just a tiny little bit, but I also like to push the boundaries on that stuff.
I don't think people don't like it, but I do think only like a third of the people are trying to roost birds. Like, especially on public. I don't know so much on private. Like, you just walk out your back door and owl hoot, then you're probably going to do it. But on public, I feel like it's a third of the people. And most of the people seem like they were just driving around like an hour before sunset looking for strutters in the fields. And then they were gone by hooting time.
If you stay out till hooting time, you're doing long days that
yeah.
time of year.
We ate supper at 9:30 every night.
yeah, for sure.
That was
I think that's
cool.
maybe a part of the problem for most people.
I think so.
By the time we were leaving, I was like, we should eat before we go out and hoot.
It's what we were doing in New Mexico, but
Yeah.
when we got to Missouri, it was like, I guess we're not going to do that.
Guess not.
We're just going to go find them.
So you did.
Yeah. Me and Nick that night, we covered some.
Nick at night, baby.
Listen, Nick at Night is my.
going on over here, brother?
That's my thing. Okay, I used to watch a lot of that. Anyway, we covered a whole bunch of ground. We pretty much. So, I'm not going to tell the whole story, but we saw a bird in a field that morning. So we knew there were going to be turkeys in there, and it was kind of like a weird spot where we thought there would be just a ton of pressure, like just blown up with pressure. But hadn't seen a truck there or anything, so we make a big loop that night. Like
I'm going to
around,
interrupt you again. That way we can get to deeper details on
Okay.
this. Earlier you made the point you like to be deep on the public, and we decided it wasn't because of pressure.
Yeah.
I feel as if turkeys do not react to pressure the same way deer do.
I don't think so either.
Can you explain that a little further?
I
They
think
get killed.
That's part of it.
That's part of it for sure. The ones who get pressured are getting pressured by some TSS. But
And bobcats.
but I think this is going to make some people mad probably. I just don't think they're as bright as deer. Like I think that's just the simple thing there.
So it's almost as if you could bump them and they'll come back 2 days later. You
Yeah.
can do it again,
They
and
just
you
make
can do it all season long.
Yeah, they just make
Yeah.
a big circle. So part of the reason I think there were birds in this place wanting to do the thing was because it probably got a lot of pressure week one, and then nobody went back in there because it's just kind of a weird in-between spot. But
Guys,
what is it?
I feel like successful people don't often make big, bold statements, and we make one like every minute on this podcast.
Yeah, well.
Well, I don't know, man. I think in the world we live in now, you got to be controversial or you're not nothing.
I don't know, dude. I think
Okay, you try being
No, I'm
mellow,
just,
and I'll continue to be
I'm not
controversial.
saying. I'm saying I'm thinking about some different people, especially in our same
Name drop
line
them.
of-
It helps our SEO.
No,
Come on.
no, not doing it. Those people, they don't really say a whole lot of. They just kind of don't say a whole lot of controversial things, you know. And
Yeah.
and I wonder if we're just maybe that's why people don't like us.
This is the lifespan on turkey, 7 to 10
I
years.
saw that.
That's a
In
big
what
old
world?
bird.
That's because those are domestic, half domestic.
Those are cool. If I saw one of those in the woods, I'd freak
Oh,
out.
for sure, dude.
I want to raise one of those.
Narragansett, however you say it. Turkey. It's a half Eastern, half domestic.
We're going to go down a rabbit hole, but I want to raise some turkeys bad.
Me too, dude.
Let's do it.
I think
Raise them
it'd
out
be
Let's
here.
build an apiary.
Let's raise them out here.
and
Oh, dude.
what?
Start the flock.
Isn't that what it's called? No, it's bees.
Aviary. Aviary, right? Is it aviary? Do I need to look
Well,
this up
avian
too?
is birds. Apiary is bees. Let's build a bird cage.
Yeah.
And reintroduce them ourselves.
And that's not gonna work.
That's
Yeah.
a
But have
TPWD
some.
and a
We got
disaster
this.
right there.
We got this.
That is
We can pull it off.
Get away to get a ticket.
No.
Yeah.
They'll never know.
Okay. Don't give me
Okay.
a ticket, guys.
What's our rabbit hole?
I was just saying I want to raise
Everything.
some turkeys.
Oh,
And we just went down the rabbit hole. It wasn't as long as I thought.
We're back out the hole.
Yeah, we're back out the hole.
We're like a Jack Russell, man, in and out on that rabbit.
Exactly right. That's exactly right.
Okay. Back to where you were going with that.
So we found turkeys. We saw them out in the field at like middle of the day.
In a spot that you can drive by.
Like literally was driving by it just because it was like middle of the day. I was like,
might as well.
You never know. So we knew there were turkeys in the area. And so pretty much we looked at the map and just saw all the habitat that looked the same. And me and Nick just did a big old loop. We saw probably 15 turkeys that night out in fields, none of them toms. So we're pretty down in the dumps.
Why was that?
I think a lot of them have been shot.
They get shot.
I think a lot of them are shot.
It seems as if people are passing Jakes.
Yeah.
I talked to a couple people that were passing Jakes.
Yeah.
We passed some Jakes.
I wanted to pass Jakes.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't going to hunt the Jakes. I was going to try to find the tom. And so it's getting pretty late, and Nick doesn't really know how turkey hunting goes. So I'm trying to kind of keep him in the game. Keep him like, hey, we're going to.
Can you imagine learning turkey hunting from Michael?
Golly, dude.
Hey, it
He's
worked.
messed up,
First
dog.
off, it worked. Second off, I was trying to keep him in the game just so, he likes turkey hunting. Like I'm trying to make a turkey hunter here while trying to make a video. Mm-hmm. And we get back to the spot about, gobbling time. And first spot we stop, I'd owl hoot, and it's like 200 yards away, bird gobbles, and I lose my mind. I'm like freaking out because I know where the bird is, and I hooted there because if there's a bird in that corner, he's pretty much toast. Like he had nowhere to go. He either had to fly out into the field where, newsflash, we were going to be sitting, or fly the other direction 800 yards pretty much was dry ground.
Yeah.
You ever get that feeling you're stuck inside staring at screens and a primal urge kicks in? You crave wide open spaces, fresh air, the chance to connect with the land. Well, maybe it's time to find your own piece of the wild, but searching for property can be a maze. That's where Land.com comes in. They got millions of listings across the country, from mountain ranches to hidden fishing holes. Their search tools are like a seasoned guide helping you narrow down what you want. Land.com isn't just about buying and selling. It's about finding a place to hunt, fish, explore, or simply sit by a campfire and listen to the crickets. So head over to Land.com today to turn one day into today, because trust me, there's nothing quite like the feeling of standing on your own piece of earth.
This episode is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. At Navy Federal, it's been the mission to help the military community for over 90 years. And not just help them, but do everything to make sure they not only grow, but flourish. That's why Navy Federal Credit Union has all kinds of great savings and investment options like share certificates with sky-high rates. So don't hesitate. Start growing your finances today with a variety of savings and investment options. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Savings products insured by NCUA. Investment products are not insured, not obligations of Navy Federal and may lose value.
There's nothing like snook hook sets at dawn or catching a tarpon in the moonlight. Find your next fishing trip made easy on fishingbooker.com and experience the magic of the Sunshine State or any other destination on your fishing bucket list. Book a blue water adventure in search of sailfish or go snapper fishing with the kids. With over 6,000 captains and trips to choose from, planning your next one just got a whole lot easier. Download the Fishing Booker app on the Google Play or App Store, or visit them online at fishingbooker.com to book your trip today.
You said 200 yards to the bird. Mm-hmm. We've kind of found out that you have to be fairly close to those easterns to make them gobble.
Yeah. Right. I think I don't know if it'd be the same if you were there earlier in the season.
That's what I was saying. Is it because it's later in the season?
I think it's vegetation related. Like the sound is not traveling as far, and they've been out-hooted at 52 times.
I would also be willing to think that some birds have different characteristics and those birds make them easier to kill.
Well, that's
For sure.
kind of what we had determined as well. And I don't know, and I'm sure there are personal traits to the turkeys, but I think a lot of the times it's just how hot is that turkey that day. And I think that the turkeys that'll gobble on the roost in the evenings are killable birds in the next morning.
I think a lot of times, not a blanket statement, guys. A lot of times, the birds that are gobbling in the or in the evenings are like kind of freaking out because they don't have hens. At least that's what it seemed like on this trip. Is when they were gobbling real hard in the evenings, they didn't have hens, so they were trying to find out for the morning where the hens were going to be.
Talk turkey tactics.
Yeah.
That's a thing. And here's another thing on that. I think that if you hear a bird in the morning that's on the roost and you can tell he's turning back and forth,
100%.
he's also killable.
100%.
Because if he's got hens in the trees with him, he's just gobbling at them.
Yep. Every time.
He will gobble in response to you, but he won't turn around and look at you.
Exactly.
But if you got a bird that'll turn around and look at you, that bird is killable.
So the bird that I killed in New Mexico this year was amongst a dillion, I don't know, a dillion hens.
Yes.
And he was turning a bunch. And it was almost like he couldn't decide.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like there was too many hens.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about that, but that's
You think
pretty
about the bird that you killed 2 years ago that we were both set up on. I don't believe that turkey turned once.
He might have turned.
he turned.
I think he turned one time, and then he pretty quickly turned back around.
As soon as he heard me yelp, he turned the other
I'm pretty
direction.
sure he turned right back around pretty quickly. But I don't know if that was because of you or because he just knew that's where he was
wanted
going to go. Yeah.
Yeah. There was hens with him. And he flew down right on their tail, just like this year, too. Sure. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
So this bird, to fast forward a little bit, was on the roost the next morning doing 360s. Like, he was losing his mind. And he was actually a lot closer to us. It's got dusted. He was actually a lot closer to us than we thought. I had originally thought he was in the opposite corner from where he was. So when me and Nick snuck in, we snuck into like within 100 yards. I think it was like 80, but I'm just going to say within 100. And we're sitting there in the dark, and I'm like, it's real dark. I'm like half asleep, kind of taking a nap, just waiting for it to happen. And he gobbles, and me and Nick both like jump out of our skins, like freaking out because we're expecting a bird here. He's actually back here and way closer than we thought. So
when you roosted him the night before, was he 180 off of what you thought he was?
I was worried that if I stepped out to where I could actually pinpoint him, he was going to see me.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's how close we were dealing with here, which is ridiculous, first off. Second off, so we were wrong. Anyway, and he's on the tree just doing 360s, and it's about fly down time, and I tell Nick I'm going to yelp at him. I yelp at him, and this is kind of something that I think is the way to do it when they're on the roost, is just yelp one time and shut up. Because when I did that, he lost his mind. He just faced us and like gobbled like 8 times, facing right at us, just freaking out.
Fly down is very close to sunrise.
Sunrise.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
And that seems to be a generality.
I think so too.
In New Mexico, we had some birds fly down early, but we thought that potentially those birds were on top of the mountain and they were getting light earlier than other parts. But in general, that is the case. So I think that if you're going to do that tactic, which I believe is pretty spot on,
That's what a lot of the old timers.
you want to kind of wait. You want to let him kind of do his morning gobble stuff, and you want to do that like 5 to 10 minutes before he flies down.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to do it in the dark, right?
Yep. You want to do it at the right time to where he's, not going to forget about you. I don't know if that's how it actually works, but that's how I think.
I think it does. I think that it's so hard to wait 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, for
when
sure.
like we talk about the silent treatment a lot when in the turkey
I like
woods,
the
and like
silent
10 minutes is the silent treatment. If you go longer than 10 minutes, that bird has bird brained you, and he is on to something else.
I think so. But anyway, he gobbles like 8 times, and then I just hear like not even a pitch out, even like just straight down.
That's what those Easterns are doing. They're too fat.
I just heard like the slightest little thing, and I said to Nick, I was like, I think he just flew down. And right when I said that, it was like, go, and he was in the timber, like right next to us. And shortly after, Nick loses his mind. He looks to his right. He like slowly looks to his right, and he's like, I see him. He's got a long beard. Oh, it's really long. And I was sitting there like, Nick, you can't do this. Like, I'm freaking out right now because you just said that. And eventually, I'm kind of like, so we're kind of teaching Nick how to run camera, right? So I'm looking at his camera, like making sure all the settings are right. And it's all pretty close. I just tell him one little thing, gets on the turkey and does a real good job. But the turkey pretty much walks in, gobbling his head off, going in and out of strut. And like, just does a little half circle, which the Easterns also were doing on us all week long pretty much. They wouldn't commit to come all the way in.
Potentially a late season thing.
Oh, for sure. I mean, in Iowa, first season, he sprinted in.
Yeah.
So it's probably he's seen the game a couple times. Mm-hmm. But he's doing like a half circle and kind of hangs up in a spot where I can't shoot. So every time he would gobble, I would kind of take a couple inches and just lean out further and further. And he takes like 2 more steps and kind of starts facing towards the brush, and I just take the last couple inches and pretty much dust him. Like,
why did you – I don't understand. First of all, every shot opportunity you've had this year, you're in a weird position.
I think it's partly me. I think it's partly just I like shooting stuff from my back, apparently. I don't know why.
Remember when he first showed up about the horizon stuff? Yeah, he just likes weird horizons.
I'm telling you. You got to make it interesting somehow.
Yeah, that's your generation for sure.
Deer hunt with a shotgun.
For sure.
Just going to grab my iPhone and just video
with
it.
a buckshot. Oh. We should shoot some deer with buckshot next year.
I want to shoot a pronghorn with buckshot bad.
Yeah,
Are you going to?
No. I hate pronghorn.
How many points do you have in Colorado?
It's over. Draw's over.
Yeah, but how many points do you have?
I don't know. Probably like 3.
So
they know where to hunt them.
We kind of went on a side trip as soon as you said that you killed that bird.
Yeah,
I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm used to
killed
it.
the bird.
That's the Element Podcast.
That's right.
Way to go, dude.
Yeah,
just a Missouri mic.
Dang, dude, public land bird in Missouri.
It's hard to picture something going more perfect than that morning.
So when you set up, was he closer? Even though he was a different direction, was he closer than where you thought?
I thought we were going to be at like 120 from him when we set up, and we were definitely inside of it.
Yeah,
but
it's pretty nice.
We woke up real early and got in the dark, so
yeah.
I wasn't worried about him seeing us at all.
We were doing some boating. We left same time you did, but we were taking a lot more time.
Yeah, and
we did the thing that morning where we didn't know where a bird was, so you don't want to be there super dark when that happens. But we essentially were in Florida doing the Osceola thing, and you hunted with me, and I made the statement that if you want to bull turkey hunting down to like a general statement about like how to kill turkeys, it's to get within 200 yards of them without them spooking or knowing that you're there and make some noises.
Yep.
And that's what you did there.
Yeah. That's pretty much the game.
Pretty much is the way to do it. And if there's hens, that's when it gets weird.
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like I don't know if it's Easterns or if it's the area we were in, but it's almost like the gob to hen ratio is better.
Yeah. I think
we saw a bunch of jakes here too.
I really noticed it in New Mexico. I think where fall deer hunting, where you can get a turkey tag, is a thing. I think a lot more hens are getting shot because people are they want turkey meat. So they're just going to, if a turkey comes in, then they're going to shoot it.
Do we ever see a jake in New Mexico ever?
No, but Bob saw some.
Yeah, well.
Allegedly.
Yeah. What was his nickname?
A lot of them.
Dizzy Duck.
Dizzy Duck. That's right. Oh, man. Yeah. Congrats, Michael.
Yeah.
It's a big bird.
Thanks.
Day we pulled up to the house. Bird. Michael had a black and mild, sit back in a chair.
No, I did not.
But he had all the other stuff, though.
I got a wish.
He had the bird hanging from the rafter on the carport.
Well, I was taking some pictures.
Yeah. And he was just sitting there chilling.
It's become a thing. hang your bird up with its little nylon string or something.
You know what I think I want? I want one of them turkey toters.
Yeah, I want a turkey toter bad.
I think it's just a big old piece of leather with some straps on it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then you just hold it down here, right? I'd like to have one. Oh, no, they make a backpack out of it. That's right. Patrick has one. It's got a little, like, noose thing on the front and then, like, a thing that ties around the legs, and you put the turkey on, kind of like one of them Dave Smith decoy bags.
That'd be nice to have.
Yeah. They're slick.
Just tie a string between his legs and put it around your neck.
Just hang him like a necklace.
Like a Superman cape.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it would.
I mean, if you're going with turkey on, you got to have some style, you know?
Yeah.
I need something.
I guarantee you got to have a little bit of swag if you're going to be turkey hunting.
Okay.
I guarantee you need a... Listen, I like
you're,
this.
You're becoming the duck hunter that you don't like about
No,
duck
I
hunters.
didn't say don't like them. I just...
Yeah, you off air.
No, you can't start bringing those
Listen, brother, we can't start talking about off air. Michael's going to go to jail.
Oh, boy.
It's been a fun turkey season, guys.
Yeah.
It ain't over yet.
But now,
Yes, it is.
well,
It
it's
ain't-
true.
It ain't over till it's over.
Michael's going to go hunt some Rios.
Maybe another Easter.
Guys, just want y'all
It's
to
going
know,
to be hard.
I gave an attempt
Yeah.
at the Eastern, so
You did.
don't hate me.
You're going to go back with us there next year because it's pretty fun.
We're going to kill them all.
Permethrin.
Yeah,
I'd bring it for sure.
It would be good. Actually, Eric had it, and I didn't, and it didn't seem to help very much. How many washings were you into that, though?
I was probably at the limit.
I'd be no washings into it if I went there for sure.
that would
Spray
be
it
the
on
way-
like bug
Zero.
spray.
Yeah,
Yep.
that would be helpful. We decided that the DEET doesn't do a lot to them.
No, we tested it multiple times.
No, it don't work. There's got to be something you can put on yourself, though, that they don't like the taste of.
Cedar.
Probably like
It's
some,
like vanilla, isn't it?
I don't know.
Or is
man.
that
Mosquitoes.
Oh, that's
Oh,
mosquitoes.
jalapenos.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do that. I can't do
Listen,
that.
can it take?
Well, I'll just pick them
We
off.
got
It's
olives
okay.
on our pizza, and Michael said it's too spicy.
Oh,
Okay.
what?
Olives.
Olives?
Yeah.
No.
Or spicy?
Yeah.
No, it was a medium salsa that I thought was spicy. It was burning me down.
Well, some mediums, but in Missouri, I'm not so sure about that.
No,
No, they got it down there. Over there.
we did get to celebrate with some pizza. That was nice. Thanks for killing
Casey's
the bird.
Pizza.
Golly, dude.
I know.
Dude,
I haven't celebrated pizza since 2022.
Have you not?
I don't think so.
What?
no
We stopped celebrating this year
we
with
got
pizzas.
pizza when we were with JP and Lay.
Did we?
Pizza Hut.
Yeah, a lot.
We
But
got
we didn't shoot it,
$200. No, I did later.
Later.
But that was for Lay's pizza.
But we need a
You mean, okay. We
element
need to do
crew,
the triple
you know what I
P.
mean?
What about Kansas this past year? I thought we got pizza then.
I don't think so, dude.
I don't think we
got-
did.
No, we had frozen
We didn't
pizza.
do pizza like the whole year this
Oh,
year.
that's right. We did.
We
have
had frozen pizzas we made.
Those
That's
are
not.
good.
That's
I
not.
felt-
Those
I-
are good.
I will
dog.
say
Listen.
I felt pretty good all year.
Yeah, I know, man. Just the burrito diet, which we were on this trip for sure.
I was on the Casey's every morning diet. That's what I was.
Dude, listen, these little sneakers would go to Casey's without me and
Sneakers.
Eric.
I ain't sneaking around at all.
That's what they
We'd
do.
come back and be like, "Where'd you get that drink?" Oh, yeah.
Well,
happened.
it was.
How many pieces of breakfast pizza did you bring us?
I didn't eat
0.
I didn't eat one piece of breakfast pizza.
Hey,
that stuff is dangerous.
That
y'all.
would be good with some jalapenos on it.
We had
Yeah,
pizza
buddy.
in South Dakota, I'm pretty sure, too.
Rolling like a big shot.
Did we?
I bet we did.
Me and KC did.
We did for sure.
Yeah,
Did we
brother.
get that free
Sure did,
pizza last year or
That was,
this year?
that was 2 years ago.
2 years
Buck
ago.
truck
Yeah, it was
year.
nice.
Yeah, I love free food.
Yeah. So speaking of, guys, we've been in a debate, and we're going to close pretty soon. We're going to talk about some deer hunting stuff. All right. We're going to let y'all in. I say this too often, so I need to stop saying it. Never mind. We've been thinking about doing some more buck truck.
Oh, I like it.
I like it too. Michael doesn't like it.
No, I love it.
Let the cat out of the bag.
I think it needs to happen.
I feel like our buck truck episodes were bad to the bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the problems with buck truck episodes is it eats the whole trip.
Yeah, well, maybe we don't have to do it that way exactly.
Maybe not. But I think it's a good premise to like.
The main problem is you have to go to the Meteor channel. You can't go to our channel to see it.
Oh no, you can too.
Oh.
There's a 4-hour buck truck extravaganza on our
Let's
channel.
go, dude.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It needs some love.
Start watching it there, guys. If you're going back and watching reruns.
That's right.
I think we might do it again. I'd like to hear some public opinion of that.
Listen,
I'd like to do it.
barring public opinion, it needs to happen.
Why do you like it so much?
It's just this is gonna sound real Gen Z, but I don't know how else to say it. It's just like there's a certain vibe to it. There's a certain vibe to it.
Is it peach?
Where
Dude, we were saying that before y'all were born, man.
Cosmic?
No, Cosmic and Arctic vibe, Celsius guys are not the one to do.
I can't believe
peach vibe.
that
peach
you
vibe.
don't like the other
you like
vibes.
the fake stuff.
Dude, yeah. First off, also,
What about
natural
tropical?
flavors nasty.
Cosmic vibe, not natural, brother.
Peach
There's
vibe.
no taste in space.
Peach vibe is the one. Y'all just don't listen to Casey. Okay?
Tropical vibe,
Oh, tropical
good.
vibe's good. That's good.
but not peach. Not as good
no,
as peach.
not as good as peach. Peach vibe's the one.
I think
never-
peach and tropical are on the same level.
If I could only drink 1 Celsius the rest of my life, it'd be peach vibe.
Okay, go back with the buck truck talk.
No.
Okay, buck truck. It just has a certain vibe to it, and those episodes to me are some of the best whitetail content on planet Earth.
Dang, dude. Is that because you were there filming?
It could be. It could be a little bit of bias, and I don't really remember that year, so it kind of just like
Because
I was
you were
there.
just Mad Mike Blackout the whole time.
I was not mad.
Pizza and drinking peach vibes.
So, let's explain this just a bit. Vibe is a strange unit of measurement.
There we go.
So,
a vibe
Yeah. He said it's got a certain vibe
is a
to it.
unit of measurement.
Yeah.
Blowing my mind right
So,
now, dude.
well,
Let's
maybe,
just hear him out.
Maybe it's a classification of measurements, and there would be units according to it. But like, what is a vibe
think that's
exactly? Because is it the pacing? Is it the content?
Nobody
Is
can
it-
put a finger on it. I've already figured this out.
Okay.
There's nobody can put a finger on why they like bug trucks so much.
Really?
I've not heard anybody disassociated with the element, right, say why they like bug truck so much. But I've heard a lot of people say they like the bug truck series a lot, but nobody said why. And I think, like Michael said, like you can't like almost put a tangible thing on it. It's just like overall awesome episode. That's exactly what I wanted to watch, right? And maybe it's because I don't think of our videos as being fast paced. But when you think about an 8-day trip to Arkansas being condensed into 45 minutes, it's only the best stuff. You know
So
what I
it's
mean?
entertaining. That's
Maybe
essentially
that's
the
it.
thing.
Yeah.
Because entertainment doesn't really know an age or a what you might say like style, right? It just is entertaining. Like I can watch a dude, cook a fish at 15,000 feet on some Tibetan mountain, right? And that's entertaining. But then I also can watch, cats falling off the counter, and that's entertaining. So, like, buck truck is essentially entertaining, and that actually does cover a lot of people.
It's also something that I think a lot of people can just look at and be like, that's what I'm like with my friends when I'm just out there hunting public land or whatever.
You think so? You think it connects?
I think I think that's a lot of the vibe. That
So
I'm
have we
talking
made
about.
stuff that doesn't do that?
Yes.
Yes, for sure. This might turn into an
because-
off-air conversation real quick.
Well, I think that maybe people like to
maybe.
be inside
Maybe so.
of the thought process a little bit.
Maybe so.
I think I can remember us putting an emphasis. This was your idea too on when we would normally turn the cameras off. Let's actually film that. And so that was like during the buck truck series. That was the first time that we ever were like, because originally it was just you and me, and it was like, okay, we just showed up at this place. We got permission to hunt this afternoon. Let me film you with your camera so we can just have all this on one storyline, right? I'm going to film you with your camera. You're going to do a little interview in the truck, and then you're going to film me do my interview with the truck, and then we're going to part ways and self-film from then. And then in 2020, we had our first intern who helped for a very brief period, but helped us kind of be filmed on camera, right? So you get to see a little more of what's actually going on outside of the hunting space when you're in the truck, when you're in the hotel, whatever. And then in 21, Eric joined, and that was kind of that was the full season or nearly the full season of us hunting. So you got to see KC and I really, especially, talk about stuff off air, and that was the first time that we really could see like what we do almost off air, right? Like what all the scheming we were doing that you weren't getting in 17, 18, 19, 20.
Get a look behind the curtain.
16. Yeah, we filmed a little bit in 16 too. And in 21, you finally got to see that. Well, in 22 was the year we did Buck Truck, and that was like your big point of emphasis is like, now we've got 3 dudes. We should be able to capture like that whole being in the truck. It's like camp, but, truck atmosphere.
Then we started measuring trips not on mileage, but by terabyte.
Yeah. And our videos became tougher to get out quickly because of that too. So I know I did an Instagram Live the other day, and I was kind of asking people like, hey, what do you like? What videos do you like of ours? What's your favorite video of ours? And a lot of people, they probably don't analyze this stuff as much as we do. So I get it. There wasn't a ton of like, what's your favorite video? A lot of people were just like, all of them, whatever. But I think that during the live video, a lot of people were saying how they would like to see some kind of raw cut stuff come out in a more like relevant and quick fashion. So like if something happens 2 days later, a raw video goes out, you know what I mean, from that event, or even the next day or whatever. And we're trying to kind of work towards that, I think, a little bit. But at the end of the day, we really do look at how many people have said Buck Truck was like their favorite series. We had so many people that said they came to the Element from Meat Eater because of the Buck Truck series. And if it was worth following the paper trail from the Meat Eater YouTube channel to see what we're doing and come over, then it did something for them. I mean, they appreciated it. So I can see where like getting stuff out quickly is fun, because I actually like to follow. I used to, when I had time, I used to like to follow people who got stuff out pretty quickly and had almost like a vlog feeling. But I also know that the Buck Truck is not that, and there was a lot of people that liked it. So anyway, just some kind of like behind the scenes stuff that I did talk about a little bit. And I think that the Buck Truck thing is, if you like the Buck Truck, then you kind of have to be willing to say, okay, it might be a little while before I see that actual trip come out.
But Buck Truck still has a little bit of a raw thing going on.
Sure.
It's not extremely polished. And Eric, I think, you can disagree if you want to. You probably will, just because you're kind of that guy. But no, I'm just kidding.
If it's you saying it, yeah.
No, I think that you appreciate very polished content.
Yeah, I definitely disagree with that.
Do you?
Yeah.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
I've seen your edits. You're like your turkey hunting stuff and that kind of
Well,
thing.
that might be different, but I don't know. It just depends on the video.
I know you disagree with me, right?
It's the Midwest moderate.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. No. So, do you feel like Buck Truck is kind of like, as far as a vibe, the way to go?
Yes, come on.
I think it's, for the Midwest answer, best of both worlds, polished and raw.
I agree.
And that's what I like, is
100%.
like raw stuff, but also looks really good.
Would you shoot that Impala on that video?
Which one?
I would for sure. The
The one in the yeah. Shoot any of them.
Yeah.
I feel like that so if you guys may or may not can tell that are listening, we talk about this stuff a lot, and we think about this stuff a lot, because this is what,
especially this time of year,
we want. At the end of the day, what we want is people that watch our YouTube videos to love them, because that's why you're there, is to watch a video that you like. And if I'm going to make videos, then I want it to be something. I mean, if it's going to be something that appeases me, then I can put it on my personal YouTube channel. I don't need people to see it necessarily. You know what I mean? So
I have a personal YouTube channel. I have 1 subscriber.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
I think what I'm saying is, we talk about this a lot. What makes Buck Truck both polished and raw, I guess you could call it, is it's polished in the way we edit it. It's raw in the way we film it. I think. And I think that
so too.
that's just, instead of like you'll see this on outdoor TV sometimes. Somebody shoots a deer, and then the next shot is them walking up to the deer. The camera guy's already on the other side of the deer, filming back at them. Right, they're not breaking the fourth wall, which is where the fourth wall would be. The camera guy is not actually a part of the video, whereas we sometimes will have that happen, and it's usually by accident.
This might detract from your point. Go ahead.
Well, I'll finish up here by just saying, like, we try to just have a camera guy walking over our shoulder and filming everything we do, and it ends up being ends up being raw because we don't always have a tripod or a gimbal or a crane or a dolly or whatever, but at the end of the day, you do feel like you're walking behind this guy, watching him, watching him hunt, pretty much.
I think that we might use the fourth wall thing the wrong way. I think the fourth wall is the audience.
Oh, is it?
I think so. I just now thought about it, but the fourth wall would be the lens, and so addressing the audience is more of a fourth wall break, and they both might qualify,
maybe.
But addressing a member of production staff who's still in the moment is less of a fourth wall break than addressing the audience. This is definitely off air conversation. But let's bring it back in. So your point is that the rawness is like just captured as it is.
Yeah, it's like no frills, kind of is what it is. It's don't worry too much about these setups and these sun flares and these gimbals and stuff like that, and we try to make things better and better all the time. But at the end of the day, like, no frills. We're out there capturing what we're doing to the most stable effect and with the most precision we can. But we're not making a documentary, if that makes sense. We're not. I mean, we're documenting what's going on.
This young lion cub named Musufu. We're going to follow him through his life.
That'd be cool, too.
Dude, that stuff.
It would be cool.
I used to buy into it hard when I was a little kid. Like, you care about this baby elephant. And then, like, as an adult, you're like, man, that was 17 different baby elephants they were filming. They just went back with some narration and made the story however they want to.
Yeah.
No. You don't want me to make controversial statements?
No. I
know where you're going.
I don't know if I don't want you to. I'm just making a statement that more people might like us if we didn't.
I'll just say it this way. This is controversial, but very vague, ambiguous, you might say. If there's a lot of narration involved with something, there's a good chance that the storyline and the timeline is not how it actually unraveled, or happened. And that's okay. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Whenever you're watching something.
Yeah.
Sometimes my dad likes to say this all the time. He has a lot of friends who are storytellers, maybe even fibbers. But he's like, man, the story is good. I don't really care if the thing actually happened or not. The story's good.
Yeah.
And so that's how some YouTube is done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say you're probably right. We actually have tried over the years, to put the best, most full story together visually that we can. But sometimes you get crazy on a trip and you forget to video that anything happened between 4 p.m. and 7 a.m. the next morning. So you kind of have to tell what happened. You know what I mean? Or you might have a whole day where you didn't see a deer and it's like, I don't need people to watch this. So I'm just going to say we struggled the next couple of days.
Yeah.
So there's some of that goes on. But
it's a weird portraying struggle in a video is actually very tough to do because struggle is boring when it comes to hunting.
For sure.
A lot of times. So like it's almost like you can't convey how tough it was sometimes.
One of my favorite struggle scenes that we've ever done is in Buck Truck.
Which one?
Kansas.
That's it.
Right before the time lapse hits.
You talking about whenever I'm throwing up?
No. When you are on some public hunting and struggling to make things happen, and it's just really it's a montage of shots.
And then we start belly aching in the house,
getting in a truck and
make a phone call,
and all this, and things are looking pretty grim. And that time lapse, Eric mentioned, we did a time lapse because we were tagged out. And so we were just like, let's just make. This is where we were like, okay, now we can make.
Now we can do some production,
the cool stuff, not the raw stuff. We're going to actually do some polished stuff here. And we did we knew where y'all were hunting, so we just slipped out there and did a time lapse of the truck with the sun setting or whatever, you know. Pretty cool stuff.
That is cool. Yeah. Well,
It's fun.
sounds like fun, guys. I'm ready to start. This is like production planning season.
Let's go.
We're kind of making our calendar for whitetail and stuff right now, slowly and surely. In fact, Tyler might have solidified something this morning.
Spooky.
I would say it's a semi-solid right now, which is kind of like Jell-O, right?
Yeah.
I like Jell-O.
It's fairly viscous.
Yeah. Ooh, I hate that. I can never remember if viscous is thick or thin.
Viscous, the more viscous something is, the thicker it is.
See, it sounds exactly wrong to me. That's exactly opposite of what it should be. But anyways, guys, remember to read your encyclopedia. And remember, this is your element.
Live in it.
You ever get that feeling the walls closing in, the concrete jungle suffocating you? You crave some wide open spaces, the chance to connect with nature, maybe in a spot all your own. Well, head over to land.com. They've got ranches, forests, mountains, streams, you name it. Search by acreage. You can search by location. You can search by the kind of hunting and fishing you're dreaming of. Land.com. It is where the adventure begins. After 3 years of work, our follow-up to the Meat Eater Fish and Game Cookbook is here. It's the Meat Eater Outdoor Cookbook, wild game recipes for the grill, smoker, campfire, and camp stove. Here is your book for everything that's best cooked or eaten outside. From grilling to open fire cooking to Dutch ovens to smokers to barbecue to backpacking meals to how to pull off the perfect fish fry, with pit stops along the way for lessons about Ice Age cooking methods and the best 5 ways to construct a cooking fire you can be proud of. And of course, we're focusing on wild game and fish here with over 100 recipes, including stuffed venison burgers 3 ways, wild duck with ahi verde sauce, a jerky made with cola, a gin and tonic made with fire-charred lemons, and grilled frog legs made with a sticky sweet sauce. This ain't your normal cookbook, so be prepared to be surprised. Get your copy now. For more info, visit themeateater.com or buy it wherever books are sold.